welcome to this very special edition of TBA. My name is Matt.
I'm Caitlin.
And we haven't had a show together in quite a while.
No, we haven't, but I'm glad we're here together now because we are covering the UOW Open Day, which I came to last year and it was absolutely incredible. What about you?
Yeah, my open day was maybe 3 years ago, and it was like a really cool experience to see how universities operate and go to lecture theatres and stuff like that. And it's just good to see it get better every year.
Well, we're going to go straight out onto the campus now. We've done a little vox pop to see how people are thinking and feeling about UOW.
I am Harry Leeds and I am directing traffic at the moment as a student rep. Well, today's the open day, so all the new prospective students come here and have a look around, get a feeling of what university life is like, see like clubs and societies, just kind of get a feel of what's happening here. Well, I hope you come here, that's my job. Just enjoy it, have good fun, go see lectures, see the faculty, get immersed in it all.
Sean Klimchak and Year 12.
So what do you like most about the university so far?
I really like the environment that it has.
So what's your favourite part about the university so far?
Just the environment of it, like it's a proper campus, not like other unis which are just buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And have you thought of joining any clubs yet?
Not yet, no. Haven't looked at it, but I'll look into it, yeah.
Okay. And what do you plan on studying here?
Mechatronics engineering.
Very smart. So what's your name and what year are you in at school?
My name's Lily and I'm in Year 12.
And so what do you plan on studying here?
Something in business, possibly accounting.
Okay. And so what's your favourite part of the university so far?
Just the atmosphere, how everyone's so happy and up. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you plan on studying?
I plan to study exercise science and major in like physio, go to Sydney.
And so why did you choose the University of Wollongong?
Close to home and it's just a good uni, it's got a good reputation, so yeah.
I'm Elva, I'm in Year 12.
That's good. And so how are you enjoying the uni so far?
Well, this is my first day here for like a long time because I'm still at school. But it's really good because we already have free food like from the stores, so it's great.
And that's always a great thing. Yeah. And so what do you plan on studying next year?
Ancient history, secondary education.
My name is Mia and I actually finished high school about 8 years ago. But I just finished a diploma in early childhood and I'm here at UOW today to see my opportunities. The chips at your uni bar are great. And if I were to study again, it would have to have something to do with health or teaching. So nursing or early childhood education.
And so what inspired you to keep studying here?
First off, I'm a local, so obviously Wollongong would be my first choice in terms of travel, friends and my support system. But for me to study again, I think studying is like a lifelong thing. If I can do it, anyone can. So yeah, I'm always inspired to learn more and get out there.
My name's Dakota. I'm a student representative helping facilitate UOW's Open Day today. My day's been going really great. We had a big sort of cluster of people come in at the start, around 10, but now it's kind of coming in waves. People are coming in, rocking up. The weather's playing a bit of a part, but it's a really good day, like as always, every Open Day's been great.
And what are you looking forward to the most today?
Just looking forward to see, just engaging with our prospective students and just helping them get a kind of sense of direction of whether they want to come and study at UOW, what they want to study, and just having that engagement and just seeing people enjoy themselves. Yeah, that's what I like.
And do you have anything to say to our future students?
Future students of UOW, uni is one of the best times of your life. It doesn't last long, so make the most of it. And like everything, it's what you make of it.
Welcome back to our very special show of TBA. I'm now joined by Aideen Weingarth, a graduate from the journalism degree here at UOW. I believe you now work at K-Zone?
Yeah, I work for K-Zone magazine, which is a special interest magazine for kids between 6 and 13 years old. So I get to write about a lot of fun stuff, a lot of science, a lot of sport, everything you can think of.
How have you used the skills you've learned here from UOW and then have taken them into practitioner?
That is a great question. Everything I learned at UOW is used daily in my job at K-Zone. So everything from knowing how to edit a video, how to film a video, how to be on camera is used in the digital side of our magazine. And then also obviously as a writer, I produce and execute content and features for the monthly magazine as well.
I know the first thing you said was actually, we do so many different things, and that's actually something I remember I had a journalism lecture, and it was stated that when you do journalism, you sort of have to become a whiz in so many different kinds of fields. And so can you tell me a bit more about that?
Definitely, yeah. I need to be able to interview children as well as, say, a sports celebrity, athletes. We've got scientists that I speak to. Everything you can think of in terms of interview talent is something that I will interact with, every week. I also need to be able to write a story and work to a deadline. I need to understand the digital space as well as the print industry. So there's some of the many aspects of the job that I felt were covered in the Bachelor of Journalism degree as well.
Do you feel there are challenges to interviewing children compared to, say, like a sports celebrity or a scientist?
That is a great question. Kids are more honest a lot of the time, which I find is great. I think there aren't really challenges if you go in and you're prepared for anything. I guess that's the best way to think about it, which applies to any interview. No, I've interviewed some really talented kids. I guess that's the challenge, meeting a child who's accomplished much more than I have in about 10 years of life is sometimes it really sets you back, but no, it's great.
That's cool. So what about the scientist side of things? Do you have to study certain areas to sort of understand what questions to ask?
Definitely need to do your research. Just because my readers or audience are young doesn't mean that we pull any punches in trying to explain complex ideas to them. So if I go interview an expert on robotics, I'm going to ask the same questions I feel would be covered in any other magazine or in a newspaper. It's just the way that I then choose to communicate that information to a child, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. It's such a difficult thing to do in terms of take science or something more complex and present it in a way that is consumable for someone younger. And
yeah, definitely.
Is that a challenge?
Not too much. I feel like that's something that I've definitely learnt over time. No, I will say there are the challenges of the daily, you're working to a deadline and you need to make sure that the information is understandable, but that's something that, again, I think the Bachelor of Journalism degree helped me with, because you learn how to look at complex data and break it down. So, very useful.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us, Aideen.
No problem.
One of UOW's many success stories. We'll be back after this short break.
Welcome back to the show. And it was great to see our past graduates telling us their success stories.
Yeah, it's truly an inspiration to us students currently here. Next up, we got Stuart going around doing as many Stuart things as possible, going around campus and testing out all the activities.
Hi, I'm Stuart and I'm down here at UOW Open Day 2017, and we're going to try as many things as possible in 5 minutes. Let's go. It's smoothie time. Let's taste our delicious smoothie.
Jumpers are very popular.
to see everyone wearing them today.
Let's see what cool prizes we can win.
What do you...
So that's it. We've tried some awesome things today. Almost won a hoodie, tried on some UOW merchandise, free drinks, gone lots of places, tried the bongos. Check it out today if you haven't already seen some of the cool activities on offer.
Stuart never fails to amaze me.
What a job he has. He got absolutely pummeled in that soccer bubble thing. I don't even know what it's called. That was
Well, we also went to down on campus and we did a little tour of the campus, and this is what we got.
Hi, I'm Nicola from UOW TV, and I'm here to give you a tour of what's going on today at the uni. So at the moment we're at the Early Start building, which is the newest building of the university. This is primarily where early childhood and primary school teaching is practiced, and if you follow me, we're going to go to our next building.
Hey everyone, welcome to UOW. This is the 2017 Open Day. What I love most about UOW is the friendly community and the amazing environment that we live in.
So this is Building 25, also known as the Creative Arts Building, and this is where all the jazz happens. And now we're at Building 67, which is also known as the McKinnon Building. So now we're at McKinnon Lawn, which is famously known for the UOW Ducks. They rule the place here. So now we're at Building 20, which is the Communications Centre. This is right near the library. Now we're at the library, which is pretty convenient because it's right next to the Panisi Cafe. So now we're at the Uni Hall. This is where you have your uni exams, and this is where they have their weekly movies on as well. There's a few other things that go on here, but you'll find that out when you come here. So now we're at the infamous Uni Bar, which is my favourite place of the campus. And this is where it's all happening. This is where people get introduced to the clubs and get to see what uni life is actually like. Oh my, there's waffles. So this is just a taste of what the University of Wollongong is like. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next year.
I'm joined now with Melissa Russell, who was a student from UOW. So can you tell us a little bit about what you do now?
So I work at Win Television now. I've been a journalist in the Win Wollongong newsroom for about 6 years. I then ended up being the chief of staff, so I got the opportunity to run a full newsroom, around 12 cameramen, journalists, and had a great opportunity, such a great time, and now I'm a full-time presenter for Win Television.
Has journalism always been something that you've wanted to do?
Yeah, it has been. I also was tossing up about becoming a lawyer, which I'm really glad that I didn't, because I've spent plenty of times in courtrooms and been terrified of judges and magistrates. So journalism just for me was something that I love the idea of being able to do something different every single day. I never get bored. You know, you go from a murder trial one day to a great community story the next day. And so there's that real ability to be able to mould your skills to different scenarios, and it's always interesting.
So where has your job taken you? Has it taken you to different places, like, you know, maybe in rural Australia or Queensland or places like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got the opportunity to share my skills with a lot of other newsrooms. So I've spent time in the Wagga newsroom, I've spent time in the Canberra newsroom doing things like ACT budget. Also had an opportunity to spend some time in Queensland newsrooms as well, and go to different events from the Sydney Royal Easter Show through to Supreme Court murder trials in Sydney and things. So I've had a real broad scope of things to enjoy.
So would you say that journalism, the journalism course at UOW in particular, helps you with that?
Absolutely. I think it enables you to be prepared for anything, that you need to be able to mould those skills to different scenarios, and to be across everything from, you know, media law to, you know, even uploading videos and posts and things on social media while you're out and about and doing all your jobs. So it's been invaluable.
So what do you think is the most crucial piece of information that you've taken with you that you've learnt from Wollongong?
Look, I think being versatile. It is an industry that is forever changing, is evolving, and you need to be able to mould your skills to be able to do anything. And the other thing, I guess, is getting that experience. I did so much work experience before I left uni through opportunities provided here, through print, radio, television, and that was the stepping stone to getting a full-time job, and without that I wouldn't have been able to do it.
So can you give us a little bit more about what your experience was? So your work experience, what did you do for?
Yeah, so I spent, I did a 3-week internship at the Illawarra Mercury, the local newspaper. I also did it at ABC Illawarra, and then got a part-time producing job out of that, which I continued through my university degree, and then Win Television as well, which of course I ended up with a job. So.
Alrighty, so for people who want to, you know, pursue a career in journalism, what would you say is the most important thing for them to do right now to help with that?
Get out there and do experience. Get experience. You know, I worked in a community radio station after uni and during uni. Get those vital skills, build those vital contacts, and then at the end, you know, you can hit the ground running with the job.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be back. We're going to go to a short break.
We're back again, and that was wonderful to see an interview there with Mel. I believe she was one of the first graduates from the very first newsroom, so that was great to see the skills learnt in class actually taken into the real world. Yeah, it was an incredible story. Now, another incredible story is the Makerspace clip that we had a look at.
What's your favourite? What are you looking forward to do in the Makerspace?
I reckon we can get into that VR, show my pro gaming skill.
Oh yeah. Let's go. So what do you know about these?
Well, we've got some 3D printers over here. What are you guys printing over here?
I'm not sure. What is it?
I think that's iPhone stand. Yeah, bit of math, bit of computer science. They figure out the model, and yeah, away it goes.
Good luck with the rest of your printing today.
Can you sew?
Can I what?
Sorry.
Not very well, but I guess I could just feed some Fablo through the machine. What are you guys making? So we had an awesome time checking out the UOW Makerspace. Unfortunately, the line was too busy for the VR, so we didn't get to go in there. But come down to the library anytime to give it a go yourself.
We actually did a story on Makerspace a few months ago, back when we were doing TBA Inside the Site in the studio. That brings us to the end of our special edition to our show today. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you liked all the content from Open Day. We'll be seeing you in the coming weeks.
Yes. So hopefully everyone, all of the students who came here to Open Day, hope to see you guys next year. Bye.